At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
You know that feeling, right? Yeah. You started something important, something you felt was truly significant, maybe even something God put on your heart. And then things got tough. Opposition popped up, delays piled up, maybe you just kind of lost steam.
Yeah, and you stopped. It happens. That initial fire fades when you hit resistance.
You feel discouraged, maybe even wonder if you heard God right in the first place.
Exactly. So many people can relate to that.
Absolutely. And that's precisely the kind of moment we're diving into today. We're going to look at a specific point in the book of Ezra, chapter 5.
Right, where the people of Israel face this exact same thing.
Our plan is to, dig into this story, see what actually went down when they hit that wall.
And pull out some insights that are, I think, incredibly relevant for you listening today, especially if you're facing hurdles or delays in something you feel called to.
Yeah, we want to see how this account can really strengthen faith and encourage obedience.
Okay, so let's set the scene a bit. The people had come back from exile in Babylon back to Jerusalem.
And they'd actually started this huge job rebuilding the temple.
But as the story goes, it wasn't smooth sailing. Earlier on, they faced serious pushback, pressure.
And eventually the work just stopped.
Yep.
Ground to a halt.
Right. The foundation was there, but the walls, unfinished. It just sat like that for years, a real period of stagnation.
Discouragement must have been pretty high.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But then something changes. Ezra Chapter 5. 2 prophets show up, Haggai and Zechariah.
And they didn't bring like a new strategy or a political fix?
Nope. They brought a word from God, prophetic encouragement, a fresh reminder of why they were there.
Ah, okay. So reminding them of the mission.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. Prompted by this divine nudge, the leaders, Zerubbabel and Joshua and the people, they didn't just talk about it.
They started building it.
They actually picked up their tools and resumed the work, right where they'd left off.
Wow. Okay, so lesson 1 maybe. Sometimes what breaks the paralysis isn't, easier circumstances.
Right.
But a timely word from God. Through scripture, prayer, maybe someone else.
And it's about hearing that nudge and then acting on it. That obedience seems key.
Breaks the inertia, like you said.
Yeah. But moving forward again didn't magically erase the challenges. Of course not.
Right. Reality check.
Almost immediately after they start building again, the local governor, a guy named Tattenai, shows up with his buddies.
And he doesn't waste time, does he? He asks point blank, who gave you permission to build this house and finish these walls?
A direct challenge. Right when they're getting back into the groove, questioning their authority, their whole purpose.
But what's powerful is how they responded this time.
Totally different from before. They didn't stop work. They didn't call a big meeting to wring their hands.
No fear-based reaction?
Seems not. They kept building and they just confidently stated their case.
Okay, so what did they say?
They explained, look, we're rebuilding the house of God, the one built by a great king of Israel, Solomon, way back.
Referencing the history, the legacy.
Exactly. And then, the crucial part, they mentioned King Cyrus of Persia, how he'd issued a specific decree.
Ah, the official authorization.
Yes, not just allowing their return, but commanding and even supporting the temple rebuilding. They even named Sheshbazzar, the guy who laid the foundation under Cyrus.
So their defense wasn't just God told us to. It was grounded in historical fact and, importantly, royal decree.
Precisely. Their confidence wasn't bluster. It came from knowing why they were building and who had officially sanctioned it.
That tells us something, doesn't it? Standing firm in truth, being clear about your purpose, especially when you know God's behind it, that's a strong defense.
It's that quiet confidence born from conviction. Not loudness, but clarity.
And then there's this amazing little detail in the text. The eye of their God was upon the letters.
Yeah. It's like God's protection was tangible right there, preventing Tattenai from just shutting them down immediately.
So Tattenai may be sensing he couldn't just stop them. He resorts to bureaucracy.
Kind of. He decides to follow protocol. He writes a formal letter to King Darius, who was now on the throne, asking him to check the archives in Babylon.
To see if this decree from Cyrus was actually real.
Right. Verify their story.
Yeah.
Which is another fascinating point, isn't it? God's will moving forward might still involve navigating earthly systems. Letters, waiting, red tape.
Delays and procedures don't necessarily mean God's plan is off track.
Exactly. His eye is still on you, even when you're waiting for the paperwork to clear.
Okay, but here's maybe the most practical bit for us today, thinking about faith and obedience. What did the Jewish leaders do while they waited for Darius's reply?
This is key. They didn't down tools. They didn't pause and wait for the official okay from Darius.
They kept building while the letter was traveling and the search was on.
Yes.
Yeah.
They kept building. They didn't let the need for human approval paralyze them. They already had God's command and Cyrus's decree.
Wow. That's faith in action right there.
That's it. Moving forward based on what you know God has called you to, even when the human outcome is uncertain.
Because true validation comes from God, not ultimately from people.
Absolutely. And acting on his word, even with questions pending, that actually strengthens your faith. It fuels more obedience.
So for anyone listening, if you're thinking about something God might be nudging you to pick back up, something that's stalled out.
Remember this story. Seek out that encouragement. Maybe it's already there in his word.
And then step out again. Obey the nudge.
Yeah. And when challenges or questions come, stand firm in the truth of your calling. Know God is with you, even in the messy middle, the delays, the process.
Your confidence isn't in convincing everyone, but in his purpose for you.
And that boldness we talked about. It's not about being loud or pushy. It's that deep, quiet conviction. I'm on assignment from the King.
Building while the world figures things out or asks questions. That's how faith grows. That's how obedience gets stronger.
Powerful stuff from way back then, but so relevant now.
Definitely. So as we wrap this up, here's something for you to think about, maybe wrestle with a bit. Are you waiting for permission from people that God has already given you?